What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson. Thanks for stopping by today. And with San Diego Comic-Con right around the corner, fans are wondering, what exactly does Marvel Studios have in store for us? Not only at SDCC, but simply with the future of Marvel Studios in general. Now, SDCC is expected to be pretty big. There's a lot of updates that Marvel needs to push out, including an update of the release schedule since some things have been delayed or some shows have swapped places with each other. We really do need an updated Phase 5 release schedule just to know what to expect. Right now, there are plenty of movies and shows with no release date really attached to them yet. Before, we knew some were going to come in spring or summer, but now everything's kind of up in the air. So we're expecting to get some clarity about this from Marvel Studios. And of course, one of the biggest things is Phase 6. Right now, we only know 4 movies that have been officially announced to be coming out in Phase 6. That is Deadpool 3, The Fantastic Four, and our 2 new Avengers films, Avengers the Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. However, there have been some reports and some rumors from some insiders going around that are starting to make us believe that Phase 6 might not be exactly what we expect it to be, and Marvel Studios might be doing something that they've never really done before. We've talked about this briefly in other videos, but they might be doing a sub-phase within a phase. Now, they might not call it a sub-phase, it may just be a part of the Phase 6 schedule, but this schedule is not going to be like anything that we've seen before. So we're going to go over what exactly Marvel Studios could be doing leading up to Avengers Secret Wars, talking about how this could be a 2-part event and what we should expect to see leading up to Secret Wars Part 1 and what is going to happen between Part 1 and Part 2 of Secret Wars, the end of the multiverse saga. So if you love Marvel and want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Now, if you're not aware, at this point we have had multiple reports stating that Marvel Studios is considering making Avengers Secret Wars into a 2-part film. Also, with this, if it were to indeed happen, would come, as we've mentioned before, sort of a sub-phase of Phase 6. And what's really interesting about this sub-phase is that it wouldn't exactly take place in our universe. And this actually makes for a possibly even better huge event for Secret Wars. Because lately there has been, with the exception of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, kind of a bad handle on multiverse films. A lot of them get kind of confusing or don't have enough time dedicated to certain aspects of the story to really make it super meaningful and an effective story. And it looks like this is what Marvel is trying to avoid. They want it all to make perfect sense. They want the continuity to be crystal clear. They want it to be impactful and make for a great story, and they want it to be entertaining, which is why taking their time with the full entire story of the ending of the multiverse saga, which is going to be all about Kang and the multiversal war, taking time to tell this story is the perfect plan. Not rushing anything, but producing several projects all related to the same story that are all insanely good will make for an incredible event. I'm not talking about one movie, but a Secret Wars event that takes place in multiple different universes, consisting of multiple different teams fighting separately and then coming together. That could be one of the greatest things we'd ever see as superhero fans. And that is what it looks like Marvel Studios is considering doing by splitting up Avengers Secret Wars into Part 1 and Part 2. And one of the great things about this plan is that after the Kang Dynasty leading up to Secret Wars Part 1 and everything between Part 1 and Part 2 have the potential to be completely new territory for Marvel Studios. One of the great things about Marvel Studios is the interconnectivity of the MCU. And now they have a chance to have that same connectivity with multiple universes. And I think that a multiversal Avengers team is about to be formed, or a multiversal Illuminati team, whatever the new hero team is going to be. I think it's about to be absolutely insane. And I think this team is going to consist of some major characters that we've known and loved over the past many years of reading comic books and watching animated shows and seeing the MCU and the old Fox X-Men films. The potential for what this could be is so big. For example, we already kind of know Marvel Studios' plan for the X-Men. We already know that in Deadpool 3 we are going to see other universes because Deadpool and Wolverine are kind of going to go on a multiversal road trip. And there have already been reports from several insiders stating that many of the original X-Men are going to be returning for Deadpool 3. Well, apparently Marvel Studios also has the same plan for Avengers Secret Wars, but not just the actual movie, but leading up to the movie and possibly in between Part 1 and Part 2. This is how it'll work leading up to this multiversal new hero team. Avengers the Kang Dynasty is basically basically Avengers Infinity War. It might not be on that big of a scale because the Kang Dynasty isn't meant to be a part 1 to a 2-part adventure, with Secret Wars being the second part. That wasn't really what Marvel Studios is going for. However, Infinity War and Avengers Endgame were originally announced as a part 1 and a part 2. But the Kang Dynasty will be very similar to Avengers Infinity War due to the fact that at the end of the Kang Dynasty, Kang is gonna win. And yes, eventually the Avengers and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and any other heroes out there are going to fight Kang and his multiple variants across multiple different universes. But if what Marvel Studios is planning is true, then we are going to visit these other universes in movies that take place between the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. And if there is a Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2, they will continue to explore other universes between Part 1 and Part 2. That means we could have solo movies or Disney Plus shows taking place in another universe, showing us different variants of Kang affecting other universes, destroying other universes. And if you want to look into the actual Secret Wars events from the comics, be sure to check out my buddies over at comicbookdirect.com. They have created a website and company that makes comic book shopping the easiest it can possibly be. They deliver comics straight to your door. You can get one-off comics, or you can sign up for an entire run and get a pretty big discount if you do so. And they'll ship the latest issue right to your door each week. They have the latest from Marvel if you're trying to keep up to date with all of the recent projects. They have the latest from DC as well. And it's an all-in-one shop for your comics. Everything that you need in one place. You can sign up for a membership to get free shipping and a mystery box each month. And the next 100 people to sign up get 20% off their first order using the link in the description down below. It is absolutely amazing that we are getting the Secret Wars event in the MCU. And again, the potential for this is crazy. For example, Reed Richards exists in our universe. We know that the Fantastic Four are coming, unless the Fantastic Four is a movie that is going to take place in another universe, but I don't think that's the case at all. So Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, right now is in our universe. We haven't met him yet, but he does exist. And he's the smartest man alive. That's his thing. And we know that he exists in other universes as well. We saw him in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. He was a part of the Illuminati, and he was introduced again as the smartest man alive. Well, here's something that I would absolutely love to see in some way, shape, or form happen between the Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, and that is Reed Richards reaching out to other universes in an attempt to try and stop the multiversal war and the destruction of the multiverse, because universes are going to have to work together if they're going to want to defeat Kang and all of his variants. And it's kind of going to be the same thing that Kang went through when he first discovered that other universes existed and he visited them, and then universes started to visit each other and they started to help each other out and help each other get more advanced until eventually some of them turned on each other. It'll probably be exactly the same for all of our heroes. They're going to reach out to each other, try to help each other, maybe share some technology, some weaponry, but I'm sure we're going to see some evil variants as well. And I'm actually really hoping that we do. I think that would be really cool to include in the story. I'm still looking at that superior Iron Man, Tom Cruise, to play him and be an evil Iron Man at some point in time in the multiverse. So this is what we could see and what I hope to see. Other universes dealing with the threat that is Kang and the multiversal extinction. Plus, we're also going to start to see incursions happening, universes running into other universes. So, seeing variants deal with their other variants' universes colliding into their own. And what exactly will they do when that happens? Well, that's what could happen between Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2, a battle world event where a lot of incursions happen and we essentially have universal refugees seeking shelter in other universes. And we could have a movie based off of this, we could have a Disney Plus series based off of this, and multiple other movies as well based off of other superhero teams like the Illuminati, like the X-Men, like the Fantastic Four, like the Avengers of other universes. The potential is really infinite here because the multiverse is essentially infinite. So who knows what crazy things we could see. If you have something in mind that you think you would love to see happen in our universe or another universe, or with both of them coming together, let us know your thoughts down below. What would you like to see between the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars? And if there is a Part 2 of Secret Wars, what would you like to see between Part 1 and Part 2? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and leave a comment, because this enters you in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items. The winner gets to pick one item and we pick a winner at the end of each month. Also, we are on Patreon now. We also have a website that we post to multiple times a day, and we have a Discord server. We'll link all of those in the description down below. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.